on, please go. I'll start with one and then I'll just hand it over.
I'm going to do that.
And it's live. Away we go. Is that all right?
What time is it?
Yep. Hello and welcome to a Bournbrook Pitches. We are starting off this week's commentary with a Premier North men's hockey BUCS fixture. University of Birmingham M1s take on Manchester M1s at home. Manchester have had a seemingly unsuccessful start to their Premier League North season. They've lost their 2 fixtures that they've had so far, Birmingham having only had 1 fixture on the scoreboard so far. So both teams will be out here today with a lot to prove. I'm joined by Dan and Theo of the hockey club. Hi boys, how's it going?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm excited to be able to hand over most of the commentary this week to you boys. Are you nervous? Feeling okay?
Yeah, it's my first rodeo, obviously commentating. But you know, I've been practicing my hockey knowledge all week. I'm joined by Theo, who's an experienced hand at this, and I think it's going to go well today, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I was speaking to Captain George Pickles-Nichols before the game, and he said he felt confident. You know, he said he's feeling good about it, and he thinks the boys will be able to get the win. So.
Yeah, 100%. These boys have been in the gym all week, I can tell you that. I've come across them often, bench press, squats. They're going to be ready for this. They're going to be raring to go. Look at them now, getting fired up. Look at that team.
Here we go then, as the boys line up for the big game against Manchester. It looks like we've got Paddy Walton starting in net, a back four of Jacob J. Raj, George Nichols, Duncan Gladwin and Lewis Ingram. Midfielders, we've got Fabio Stubbs, Michael McLeod, and it looks like Henry Wright, with a front 3 of Tom Spring, Charlie Wolf, and the Welsh Dragon, Alex Francis.
Manchester, they line up. What sort of formation are they playing today, Theo? 4-3-3?
Looks like a 4-3-3 as well. Be interesting to see how the tactical battle plays out today, Dan.
Exactly, and we know the twos have got Charlie Wolf, Fives coach even.
What a man.
He really is a tactical genius.
Some lovely high kicks there going on by Alex Francis.
Bloody hell.
In this summer, he played for the Wales under-21s against the Czech Republic.
Oh, wow.
Let's see if he can show some of that magic today, Dan.
No, on the international stage, but it is a fair bit different. This is more physical, more gritty, I think.
But if you bag in the Euros, surely you can bag in the BUCS North, Mid-North.
You would have thought.
Here we go.
And looks like Brum have got the pushback.
And it's live! Start off, ball out wide to Jacob J. Raj. What can he do out there?
Down the line. Yeah.
Picked up by Fabio Stubbs, but he's holding.
Oh, a sloppy ball by Manchester. And
picked up here by Tom Spring. Back to...
Oh.
Unlucky there. Good cut out from the Manchester defender. And that's Manchester's ball.
Just got unlucky there. And they're going to set the press here.
Birmingham playing a zonal press today, I believe.
A high zonal press, yeah, indeed.
Hoping Manchester play it into the pocket so they can collapse on them quickly and win the ball back. Lewis Ingram picks it up there, out wide to Jacob J. Raj. Mike McLeod in the middle.
Oh, and wide. Oh, and it's
unlucky.
Just
Henry
out.
Wright nearly got there. That's Manchester's ball.
And they'll set it again here. What are you trying to do on the sideline? You're trying to box them in, aren't you?
Yeah, I imagine they'll be hoping that Manchester will play into their boxes, and then as soon as the ball is received there, as you can see here, they all close in on them and try to win the ball back. They're unlucky not to there, Dan.
This man's wearing a scrum cap, Theo. He's come to play hockey today.
Come for the big tackles, it seems. Manchester attacking the D now. Ball in.
Oh, where's that going?
Paddy Walton never worried. Oh,
I think he's got lucky to avoid the short corner there. But,
and it's a long corner here to Manchester. Number 3 on the ball. They play it out back.
Yeah,
great take by Alex Francis. Oh. Little cheeky between the legs to Charlie Wolf. What can he do? Barreling down the line, Dan.
Look at that. Oh,
Alex Francis, 1-on-1 with the keeper. And it's a great save. Fantastic.
Scrambled away by Manchester. Desperation.
It's only early, Dan, but I'd say Birmingham's on top.
Yeah, it looks like we're dominating at the moment.
Jacob J. Raj with the ball out wide.
And they've set the back 5, it looks like.
Plays it back to the captain, George Pickles-Nichols.
Look at that armband on that big bicep of his.
That's Lewis Ingram that's just passed the ball there. Fun fact for you, Dan, in his spare time, he's a signed model.
Really, Theo? I'd never have guessed that.
He works for a modelling agency, mate.
Oh!
Unlucky not to score there. 16 to Manchester.
It's the second clear-cut chance in only 2 minutes, Theo.
Seems that Birmingham are... it's going to be their day today so far, it looks like.
They're on the warpath today. What's the run of fixtures been like recently?
They've had 2 or 3 weeks off from BUCS fixtures, actually,
right, okay.
our two. So
Well rested.
unfortunately, took a tough loss on the weekend to the bottom of their league, despite the fact they were fourth, and they were all they'll be looking to get revenge today, I think, Dan.
Yeah.
They were fairly dissatisfied with the result, it seemed. So,
as we know, they're a team who currently reside in the Conference Midlands National
League
section of the National League.
nearly got relegated last year,
Yeah.
but this year having a much better season under new captain George Nichols.
got a
I'd
few-
say it's a step up from Nat Rose, wouldn't you?
Well, Nat Rose, he was a good man.
He was a good man.
As we know, he coached the fours.
But there's only one George Nichols,
yeah.
isn't there? So
Ooh.
Duncan Gladwin with the ball in.
Straight through to the D.
Henry Wright. Oh,
And it's-
unlucky.
It's oh, that's gone to the road. Sailed over the protected netting.
And the
we
umpire
stopped time.
stopped to see what's happened there.
These two umpires are very experienced at their game.
Roberts down this end is a legend game, I've heard. So
Often seen umpiring National League fixtures up and down the country.
a true legend of the hockey umpiring world. What's
And,
happening here?
Birmingham look like they're stacking the keeper. A
A long
classic
corner
tactic.
as Michael McLeod steps over the ball. Drops it out. Henry Wright. Now it's the captain, George Nichols. Back to
Look at
Lewis Ingram.
That posture, that positioning.
He receives the ball so well with his body open
Yeah.
to make the next pass, doesn't
Oh,
he?
and it's beautiful from Henry Wright. Oh, and
Working hard to get back. It's going to
Scramble
be
away by
picked up by
Manchester,
Lewis
yeah.
Ingram here.
options round the back.
And he's
Oh,
it's unlucky.
Up into his body.
Lifted there.
We'll take it. Oh, a Manchester ball there. I think that's a bit hard.
I've been told by some of the lads playing today that coach Richard Chambers has been watching Barcelona 2012 videos recently. That's serious. I'm not joking.
Has he? All right.
And so we'll see if the twos can emulate that today.
Tiki taka around the
I would say Michael McLeod does remind me of Andres Iniesta. Always said it. Looks, personality, and ability on the pitch.
Well, there's a lot of football parallels that can be brought out in the hockey world at the moment.
Of course.
Unfortunately, obviously, we lost the bid for the World Cup,
But it happens, doesn't it?
yeah. Did you back the bid, Theo?
I was going to back the bid. It would have been great to watch in the Tottenham Hotspur
Tottenham
Stadium.
Hotspur Stadium.
But
Alas.
can't have everything, can you, Daniel? Duncan Gladwin gets a
Oh,
little
it's getting
cut
a bit
there. It's a bit
physical.
scrappy. And that's Manchester ball.
I'm
Duncan's not happy with that call. And here he comes. Oh, what a little...
That's a card, I think. Oh, wow.
I thought that was really good from Duncan Gladwin personally, but it's not to be. Franco giving us a wave. Alex Francis giving us a wave there. And it's Henry Dean chasing the ball down.
And you could tell the lads just love playing here at the moment. In the sunshine. It was raining earlier, but conditions are perfect for hockey at the moment. The Astro's nice and watered. It's got a bit of bounce to it on this beautiful Bournbrook pitch.
The Bernabeu, you might call it.
Bournbrook, where we hosted the Commonwealth Games only months ago.
And what a games it was, Dan.
Yeah.
Really thought England could have done it after that Australia semi-final, but it was
alas,
not to
yeah.
be. That early Phil Roper goal, unfortunately not to be though, Dan. Here we go.
The women brought it home, as we know.
Obviously. With might we mention, a UOB women's first team player in Lily Walker.
Lily Walker, yeah.
So that's a Commonwealth gold medalist in our midst.
Yeah.
Here we go, Birmingham on the attack.
And it's a 2-on-1. 3-on-1. Oh, he's taking
Harry Russell!
Oh. That's a short corner. The first
That's
of
a
the
short.
game.
I think it's going to be a Lewis Ingram flick, seems likely from here, Dan.
Okay. Or maybe a little combination.
As we know, Steve Rich was the first choice second team flicker at the start of the year, but since his move up to the first team, Lewis Ingram has stepped into that role.
Yeah, as we know, there's been quite an exodus of players from the twos this year up to the ones. We lost a few of the senior players last year to graduation, unfortunately.
Johnny Fleck, we all miss you.
Yeah. Well, he was spotted at Sports Night the other day.
Was he?
Yeah.
Just misses it too much.
Not to speak ill of the dead.
Can't not come home. Here we go. Lewis Ingram picked up a goal from this position just a couple weekends ago.
And I'd just like to mention
What can Birmingham do here?
the excellent support we have on the sidelines today.
It's Henry Russell on the Henry Wright on the injection. As Manchester set up for the short corner.
Manchester have got a couple of players high as well. They might be looking to counter-attack here.
Only time will tell, Daniel. Here we go. Henry Wright to inject it in. George Nichols stops it, and it's
a sloppy stop. And it's
unfortunate from the captain, George Nichols there.
And now Birmingham will race back.
Good track back there from the number 2,
And they've actually
Harry Rosenbaum.
They've really negated Manchester's advantage here, haven't they, Theo?
They have, I'd say it's been predominantly all Birmingham so far. I don't think
Good
Manchester
skills
have
from
really
Manchester's
troubled
number 10.
Paddy Walton. They've had one shot, but I think he always had it covered and it went wide, didn't it?
We know Paddy, he's a staple of the club. Always in that goal.
3's coach, Kit Sec, 2's keeper.
What can't he do?
Don't think there's anything, Daniel. Here we go. Henry Dean out wide. Unfortunately loses it to the Manchester man. Works hard, but Manchester still have the ball.
Good skills down the sideline.
Cuts in. Great tackle there from Henry.
But cut out by Birmingham.
Manchester, they're going to take it quick here.
Oh, are they? Looks like they're setting. 15's racing through on the wing, and he's put an aerial over the top.
Good pick in the D. What can Manchester do here? Oh, great cut out from that captain. My captain, George Nichols. Club chairman as well.
Club chairman. He really is having a great game today. We've only seen flashes of him so far, but everything he's done has been confident, composed.
And doesn't he look fantastic with that armband on?
With that armband, that tight-fitting kit as well.
I'd tell you 3 words that describe him, and that's a beautiful man. Duncan Gladwin, the Scottish international down the wing. But it's cut out by the Manchester player. Harry Russell tracking back to try and win something
Harry
here.
Russell, who I thought was the 3's captain, but looks like he's got the call up today.
He typically is the 3's captain, but you know, when the 2's come calling, what can you do?
Who's going to refuse that?
So I think that's William Moss to captain the 3, stay in his place.
Yeah. A veteran of the club. Club captain.
And a top bloke, I'd say.
Also, yeah.
Henry Wright, back inside. Harry Rosenbaum tries to turn the man, but it's unlucky there.
And what we're doing, looks like Birmingham have got some subs about to come on. Can you see who that is, Theo? There's a bit of glare.
It looks like Fabio Stubbs to me, alongside Tom Spring. But don't quote me on that, Dan. No. Manchester on the attack now. What can they do here? Plays out to his left half, back inside. He thought about the aerial, but he decided better with it, Dan.
I mean, I think Birmingham have been very good at cutting those out so far, so it's probably a wise decision.
And Lewis Ingram, the model, picks it up in defence.
Wearing a player lad today for the cold conditions. Oh, I can't say
here's
player
Duncan
lad.
Gladwin.
New Balance.
New Balance. Joe Farmer. What can he do here? He's got good hands, Dan. He's known for his stick skills. Here he is, coming across the defence. Into Duncan. Duncan Gladwin. Out wide to George Nichols. Heavy pressure on him. Good turn.
So well there.
Great turn.
George Nichols, he had a successful spell at managing and coaching the men's 5s last year.
And he's taken the step up to the men's 4s this year, it seems.
The only way is up for George Nichols. Next he'll be on the Premier League side, I'm sure.
It seems only inevitable. And George Nichols on the left now. Plays it into Charlie Wolf. Inside, Henry Wright picks it up. Attacks hard, and that's not on, is it, Dan? That's not on.
Yeah, you can see the nipping at the ankles
I don't think there was any attempt for the ball there.
Number 3, Manchester. And he knows he's done wrong. Look at him, he backs off.
Birmingham ball here. Duncan Gladwin steps over it. Plays out wide to George Nichols. He's in, he's got all the space in the world. But takes a tad too long on the ball.
A strong block tackle there.
He's gonna take a sideline here.
I've just spotted some of my teammates on the sideline. Always eager for a bit of hockey.
Because here at Birmingham, Dan, we love hockey.
Yeah, all of us. Oh, look at that.
This is a Manchester 16.
Roberts is such an authoritative umpire today.
I've always thought, every time I see Roberts, I always think about him, you know.
He doesn't take any nonsense,
A majestic man.
Yeah. As soon as he starts whipping out cars, you don't know anywhere near him.
I don't think any player would have the bravery to try and step to him. Reminds me of Tyson Fury, personally. And Wolfie wins the ball back. Here's Charlie Wolf, so here's a sideline for him. Oh, good little dink pass into Fabio Stubbs. What can he do here? Need a little bit of magic from him, maybe.
And Manchester.
Here come Manchester on the counter, but it's a great take by Charlie Wolf.
He's gone down like a sack of potatoes just outside the D. Cut
What
back.
can Harry Russell do now?
What have we got here?
Oh, well out on the Manchester defence. And they have a chance to attack now.
He's isolated.
Number 9 against Lewis Ingram. What can Lewis Ingram do?
It's a foot race. Cuts in, and it's beautifully cut out.
Great take from Lewis Ingram with that beautiful Y1 stick.
That is so professional. Y1, up-and-coming hockey brand.
Yeah. And Dan, I'd just like to say, if anyone's interested in listening to a hockey podcast, I think Y1 run one called Let's Stick Together, hosted by Phil Roper, Brendan Creed, and Dutch international Joep de Mol.
Is that the one you edit?
Yeah, potentially done. Potentially.
Bit of a self-nom there.
Actually had a spam account trying to hack people made of the podcast this week.
Really?
Yeah, it was a tough
That is
thing.
very interesting.
Yeah. Sending people links for a giveaway, and if you clicked on it, your phone got hacked.
All these spammers.
Had to save the Twos captain George Nichols from that inevitability as he tried to click on the link.
It's a 21st century problem.
And here's Alex Francis. Oh, he just doesn't have the legs on him, does he? Bless him.
He's driven off for a 16.
Alex Francis, despite being a Wales international, unfortunately played in the third team for all of last year. But he's got his big call up today.
That says all you need to know about Wales. Beautiful country.
Not sure we can say that. And here it's picked up. Alex Francis on the ball. Can he prove us wrong? No, he can't.
Yeah, just
he
outside the
can.
D.
And here is
they'll go
Philip
again.
Larkham. Is that 5?
That's not 5.
Oh, close.
But the umpires have taken no notice of the...
Roberts thought, let the boys play.
Yeah.
He just wanted to let the boys play, you know.
He just loves seeing a bit of hockey.
If you blow the whistle too much, the game gets lost,
It
doesn't it?
stagnates.
And we all know the best umpire around. Roberts Tyson Fury. That's the one. Here we go. Manchester on the ball now. But a good pick
Well picked
cut
up.
out. Joe Farmer there. Philip Larkham back to Farmer. Into Michael McLeod.
Another seasoned veteran of the hockey
Yeah,
scene.
fun fact about Michael McLeod. His mum is actually a super fan of the University of Birmingham Hockey Club Weekly Roundup. She texts him to find out when it's coming out every week.
Oh, really?
She does, yeah.
That has been quite a novel thing this year, hasn't it, the weekly roundup?
I'd say Ben Barden presents it with another guy who's just a beautiful man, really,
yeah,
that guy.
two good-looking blokes, I think.
But the other one that's not Ben is particularly.
He's got a good moustache coming on as well. A few wisps of hair.
And here's Lewis Ingram on the ball now. Didn't have to rinse me on it, Ben.
How's your Movember going, Mr. Theo?
Yeah, it's good, thanks, mate. I'm trying to complete a challenge, which is on a stairmaster climbing the height of Everest in the month.
Wow, that is quite
And,
high. 8,000 metres, some would say.
Yeah, 8,000 metres off the ground. And I'd say it's harder than I anticipated.
What are you on now?
I'm higher than the Burj Khalifa. Significantly.
So a tenth of the way.
Significantly higher, actually. No. I'm over 1,000, so over an eighth.
Yeah.
I am behind where I should be.
Well, you know what they say? The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step.
Exactly, Daniel.
Oh, sloppy from Manchester.
And that's a step that
There's
I
pressure on
have
the heavy
started
touch.
taking. And Alex
Just like
Francis
FIFA
chases
set
the
it.
ball down.
Oh, and he's just got his
unlucky
legs in
from
the
the
way.
Welsh Dragon.
Those lanky legs.
Henry Wright on the... What coming here? Great
Yeah.
step from Joseph Farmer. What can he do here? I told you he's got good hands. Let's see them.
He's fiddling about with it, and it's just come out of his control there.
Manchester player doesn't look like he knows where he's going, and that's because of the
Yeah.
great defence played by the University of Birmingham in the press.
Tom Spring lines up here. He's going to try and cut out this through ball. Not the best social state we've had, arguably.
No.
Can't get us enough sports night tickets for this week.
A lovely bloke, I'd say.
Yeah, no.
And he never fails to make me laugh.
Yeah.
I've known Tom since I was 7, and that's been the case all my life.
Down in Bromsgrove, I presume.
Yep. Same club, same school for a
It's
bit
just
even.
beautiful hockey. Just brings people together.
Henry Dean across to Henry Wright. Oh, the Henry's linking up. And back to Henry Dean. We're in a Henry mania right now, Dan.
Horrid Henry.
I don't think that move was horrid. I thought it was beautiful. Liquid hockey like the 2012 Barca team. And here's Henry Dean on the ball. Plays it back to Jacob J. Rush.
Back five again. These structures this year, they've really,
Nailed it down.
revolutionised the sport.
And you've got to put that down to coach Rich Chambers, haven't you?
Yeah, he's a legend of the club.
Known for his unorthodox coaching tactics, but so far they have been working.
And that
so
baseball cap, he's never seen without it.
And, you know, as we know, hockey coaching is only a part-time job for him. In his other time, he is in charge of the Queen's Pigeons. That's true. That's true.
What?
That's true. Look it up on his LinkedIn. He went on GBN News.
What, a beefeater?
GNB?
That's
I
a
don't know.
foot.
No, the pigeons. He's in charge of the pigeons.
I think Theo's lost the plot here.
King.
But,
No, it's
came here to talk about hockey.
everyone look on his LinkedIn. It's true.
Oh, and,
Unlucky there from Henry Wright.
bit of a shoulder charge. Number 3, Manchester, is looking like a promising young player. Oh,
Don't know if he looks that young to me, but reminds me of a Clarence Seedorf type, personally.
Yeah.
Manchester have it on the left. What can they do? Playing the deep transfer, but it's a miss
So
hit.
sloppy at
Henry
the back.
Dean chasing the ball down. Tom Spring checks his left.
It's almost like they don't want to win.
Damn.
Sorry about that. That
We
was a
are
bit-
unbiased here on,
that was a bit
on the
biased.
thing. So, Dan, let's rein it in, please.
Nice kit though from Manchester.
It is a nice kit, but it's not as nice as University of Birmingham's New Balance kit. Check out the University of Birmingham Instagram to see the video about it.
It is lovely, isn't it?
It's a lovely video,
Yeah.
featuring some of the players that play in today. Oh, I think that's a foot there.
Oh, and he's just caught his leg. And that looks nastier than it was, I think. Looks a bit malicious.
I think it was some great play by Michael McLeod, but not rewarded by the umpires
great
there.
slap hit through there.
Jacob Gerard makes a lunge. Manchester now in the D, they have it. Can they have a pop?
Oh, and he's stick contact there, so we'll go for a Birmingham free hit. Just
Paddy
on the edge of the D.
Paddy the Wall Walton, never worried, I don't think.
He's not even coming. I think he's touched it once so far this game.
He's a confident man as well. He knows his abilities.
Yeah.
George Nichols on the ball in defence. Joe Farmer.
Cuts back.
Great stick skills.
So confident.
Maybe give it earlier there, though, I think.
I suppose so, yeah. Give it earlier to the big switch around the back, play it through.
I would say, personally, the best tactic would be to put it in the goal.
Oh, you know what they say? Oh,
And that's the end of the first
if
quarter.
you score more goals, you generally win.
Often. Not all the time,
Not
but
all the
often.
time.
And it's 0-0 at the end of the first quarter between Manchester and the University of Birmingham.
And we'll go for a 2-minute break now. And we've got a man over here who... oh, no. Well, I was going to get an interview, but looks like he doesn't want an exclusive.
Are we allowed to do that?
And we've got some spectators on the sideline here. Just going to find a man who wants to give an interview. It's Charlie Haslam. What did you think of that first quarter?
I only turned up halfway through, but it seems like it's all Birmingham at the moment. Seems like it's all Birmingham. Only seems a matter of time, to be honest, Mr. Banner.
Yeah, it does look like we've had a fair few shots on target. It's coming, isn't it?
Oh, it's coming.
Thanks very much.
You're very welcome, pal.
Right, and back to our...
And Dan going a bit rogue there, taking an interview when he wasn't meant to.
Oh, we are allowed to do it, okay.
And we've got Adam Phillips here.
I'm alright.
How do you feel about the game so far, Adam?
I mean, it's going alright. Definitely should have scored early on, though.
Which play was that you felt like?
Was it Franco the one-on-one?
Well, yeah, when he nicked the ball and had a one-on-one.
Yeah.
He really should be putting
He
that
should-
away.
should have scored it.
As an international player as well, I think.
100%.
So can I have a little score prediction for me, please, Adam?
Ooh, 3-0.
3-0 Birmingham.
Birmingham, yeah.
Thank you very much, Adam.
No worries.
And what was it like having Adam Phillips as a housemate in your first year?
He's a great bloke. I know how committed he is to the hockey club. Yeah, and he's is he a captain of
He's
the
a vice
six?
captain of the fives.
Of the fives.
Tough job, actually,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can imagine.
And
If anyone's the bloke for the job, it'd be Adam. So
working in partnership with Dan on commentary right here, who's the captain of the fives.
Well, no, don't say it like that. I just love hockey.
as we look to start the season again, how's the five season been going? Good.
5 season, we don't talk about that on this podcast.
Not as good as last season where the fives won the league, but this year, not so lucky, Dan, hey?
I think from our games so far, we've had generally a losing performance, but it's fine.
And can I say about Henry Dean, that hair's a bit too long, isn't it?
Well,
Not a fan of that look on him, personally.
see, that's what we like, player-commentator interaction.
And here's George Nichols on the ball in defence.
And we start again.
Lewis Ingram plays it in. Harry Rosenbaum, back out to Lewis Ingram. Tries the
Over
aerial,
the top.
but it's cut out by the Manchester
It was
player.
a speculative aerial, but sometimes they work.
Manchester's answer to Clarence Seedorf on the ball now.
Who is Clarence Seedorf?
He's an ex-football player, played for Holland.
Oh,
Very
okay.
good. It's a compliment, not an insult.
Okay, fine. There we go. For any viewers who are wondering.
Which
Another
football
aerial.
player would you say George Nichols reminds you of?
George Nichols, the Ginger Ninja.
On the ball now, in fact.
A Sergio Ramos.
I was going to go for Phil Jones, but fair
Phil
enough,
Jones,
Dan.
Sergio Ramos. He has been known to whip out a few
Interesting
tetchy
faces.
tackles at times.
He has. Great clearance there from Lewis Ingram. Can anyone get on the end of it? Unfortunately not.
And
Dan.
everyone knows hockey is a game of territory, and that is
A
that
big
has got-
territory direct gain.
that's got territory all over it.
That screams territorial gain. Duncan Gladwin commanding the midfield here.
That ginger hair shining in the sun.
And it's an aerial.
And it's a culture
Lewis
of
Ingram
aerials
with a good
so far.
pick. What's he going to do here?
And it's been
And
cut
that's-
off by Manchester.
And that's
but we-
Birmingham ball.
but
Great
got
call
through
from
it.
the umpire Roberts there.
Yeah.
Great call.
I don't know how he spotted that from there. Brilliant shift from Roberts so far.
Just a magic man. Jacob Jayraj plays the ball in. Oh. And that's Manchester ball because of the high ball played from Jacob Jayraj.
So far, this court has been a bit lackadaisical, I'd say, Theo. The players look a bit tired, maybe after their first opening salvo.
They've got a long way to go, though, Dan, so they've got to step it up soon, I'd say.
Still 40 minutes of this game. But I know they've been doing fitness in training. A lot of pitch running, a lot of S&C.
And let's see if it pays off for them here.
Yeah.
You'd hope it would. Look at how high Paddy Walton is, just commanding his back line.
He is not scared. He's got the pace to, and now he moves back.
Great play there from Duncan Gladwin to get the ball back. And I don't think that's on, personally.
A risky tackle.
Good call from Roberts again. He knows what he's doing, Dan.
And
he
might
knows
have
what
to
he's
start
doing.
whipping out the cards soon, Theo.
You would say
Because
so.
it is getting a bit filthy.
And here's George Nichols on the right. Unfortunate.
Dribbled
Good
off
ball,
the side,
but
yep.
unfortunately, no one got on the end of it. Manchester ball.
And what a setting we have today. Old Joe standing over the pitch commandingly. It's haunting chimes every
Reminds
15
you of
minutes.
Paddy Walton, I'd say, Dan, the way he towers.
The towering
over the
Theo,
pitch.
I've always said Paddy Walton, he's more of a wall than a tower.
I'd have to agree with you there, Dan. I'd have to agree
I've
with you.
only ever seen him let in one goal.
Here's Birmingham now.
Is that a third? And it's
And
a
that's
short
another
corner
short
again.
corner.
And let's hope that George Nichols isn't on the receiving end of this one this time.
Let's see if we can get a better stop here. I'm sure it was just a blip for George.
Yeah.
Let's.
And what's your prediction for this one?
I think it's gonna. I'm not gonna say the exact phrase, but I think it's gonna be a goal.
Goal. Will Parsons, goal or no goal?
I'm not going to call it, but let's hope it's a goal.
It's a goal.
I think Will Parsons knows what he's on about,
Yeah.
and it will be a goal.
Recently departed member of the Birmingham community. He's off to Stratford as the first team keeper.
And the question is, will they mix it up here, or will they go for another Lewis Ingram flick?
Or possibly a Jacob Jayraj drag flick.
Jacob Jayraj drag flick.
I've heard Jayraj flicks hard and low into the bottom left corner. There's one for the keeper.
Don't say that too loudly, Theo.
Well, we'll see if it happens. Commanding from the keeper. George Pickles stops it.
Same thing.
And that's
it's
a Lewis
goal.
Ingram goal.
And
Will
Birmingham
Parsons
1-0 up.
was correct.
And that is brilliant.
Fantastic. You can hear the pots and pans on
Yeah.
the sideline of the UOB Ultras.
And I'll tell you what, the turnout today has been quite impressive. I think we've got about 200 spectators on the sideline.
I'd say more than that, Dan. At least 5,000 personally. But
Shame we didn't leave those stands up, eh?
so what a goal that was from Lewis Ingram. You can see why he got that modelling contract.
Didn't you say hard left into the bottom hand corner? Very good.
I did say it from Jacob
Good
Jayraj
call.
though, so
Oh, yeah. Half right.
I think Lewis Ingram has more variety to his flicks than Jayraj.
And Manchester are going to try and stay in this game now.
And Harry Russell nicks the ball there.
Brilliant from Harry Russell.
Threes captain, stepping up to twos and making a difference. Oh. Harry
I
Rosenbaum
don't know
not
how-
happy with that one. You've got to ask in that situation, where was Roberts?
Roberts, his role is to stop the danger, and he wasn't there.
Henry Wright, Harry Russell. Unfortunately
Another
cut
good
out by the
block
Manchester
tackle.
left half.
They've been practicing their tackles in training, you can tell.
It's Birmingham ball as Henry Wright goes to collect it.
And we've got a sub on. Is that Michael McLeod?
Michael McLeod
Yeah.
stepping on for Henry Wright.
Often seen around Selly. Because he lives in Selly.
Lives with me, in fact, Dan.
Oh, does he?
My second year of living with me, yeah. Often seen around Selly because he lives in Selly. It's all true. Daniel Banner knows what he's on about. And here's
It's free hit here. Manchester set
looks
out
like
5 yards away.
Fabio
and
Stubbs
it's
back to Duncan Gladwin.
Oh, Roberts.
Unfortunately, that's a Manchester ball there.
I think he's. That's the wrong call there.
A lapse in judgment from the
But
Birmingham
I'll let
players.
the viewers decide. The 50 viewers we have today,
Thank you to all of you.
including George Nichols' parents, I'm told.
And Sharon McLeod, the UOB Sport Weekly Roundup superfan and mother of Michael McLeod.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for
Little
joining us
shout out.
today on this fine day in Birmingham. The UK's second biggest city.
And the best.
Yeah.
Interesting fact, everyone that plays for University of Birmingham Hockey Club is originally from Birmingham. Ask any of them and they'll tell you that.
That is true, Theo.
Out wide to George Nichols. Jacob Jayraj. I'd say even if you push them further, they'd still say it, Dan.
You could ask them what their birthplace was, Birmingham.
And I think they'd still say Birmingham.
Their favourite holiday destination.
Probably Birmingham.
Yeah.
And why is that? Because Birmingham's an amazing place, Dan.
Brilliant.
Old Joe's all I need in my life.
Old Joe in the bullring. The shopping it offers.
It's just fantastic, really.
Oh, and it's just fizzled through, and no one was on the end of that one.
And that's a Manchester 16.
Yeah. And you've got to say, Birmingham looks so comfortable here. They're just trying to capitalise on their lead. They're not pushing too hard, so you would think maybe they want to go for another goal, but at the moment they're fine, just sitting on their 1-0 lead.
You'd say the calmness from George Nichols, traditionally an agitated bloke, shows the superior position that Birmingham's in, but... And it's been proved there by their great press forcing a wild aerial ball from Manchester that just went out off the sideline.
Undisciplined aerial from Manchester.
I like that undisciplined. Yeah. But show you who does have a discipline? The calm George Nichols. Leader of men.
Some people are born great, and some people have greatness thrust upon them. And I think George Nichols is part of the former camp.
Has he achieved greatness yet in your book, Dan?
Well, let's just say, if he wins this fixture, I think he has.
Oh, and Alex Francis picks it up there, struggles to keep it in. And that's a Manchester 16. This is not a cup game.
It's not a cup game.
I asked Captain George Nichols before the game, and he told me it was a BUCS League game.
BUCS League game, okay. Oh, and it's go.
Here we go, Harry Rosenbaum.
He's going to cut in here. Oh,
plays it into Alex Francis. Little lot chip up.
Great 3D skills. Oh, and it's a harsh.
Unfortunate,
harsh
and that's
call
Manchester
from the
ball.
umpire there.
Would be nice if Paddy Walton gave us a wave, I think. Yeah, there we go. Great wave from Paddy Walton.
So comfortable in his position there.
He is comfortable. He knows, and he's confident in his abilities.
He knows he's got the skill set.
Duncan Gladwin, a little shove there in his back. You'd think Roberts would do more there to the Scottish international.
Yeah, I thought Roberts was going to be a hammer today, a strict referee, but officially.
Great nick from Tom Spring. Here we go.
Right. Oh,
dribbles it through.
Skills.
What's he going to do here?
In the reverse.
Oh. And that's one his father, Ian Spring, will be proud of. That move there. Plays centre back for Bournbrook Hockey Club 2s. I think he's their captain, in fact, Dan.
Yeah, he's the captain of Bournbrook 2s.
I believe so.
I think we played Bournbrook 2s, actually.
Yeah, I believe you played against him last year.
Yeah. Probably won.
They won 5-0. but the 5 still won the league. And that's all that matters.
We may have lost the battle, but we won the war.
And I don't think Bromsgrove were even lucky enough to achieve promotion, finishing 5th in the league. So who's the real winners there, Dan? I'd say Birmingham.
Yeah.
Unlucky ball
and
from...
you would have thought number
Nottingham.
20... Is that Rosie?
Tom Spring.
Tom Spring. He could have put a bit more into that, but he's going to box it in now.
I must say, though, doesn't that tash look fantastically on him?
It does. There's some beautiful-looking tashes around the hockey club at the moment. All the boys coming out in support of November, a really important cause.
The link is on the Instagram if anyone wants to donate to the hockey club.
Please donate. Please.
Especially Archie Fisher, if you'd like to donate to him.
Especially Theo Gardner, he'll be climbing the height of Mount Everest, the tallest mountain in the world.
Especially Archie Fisher.
And Archie Fisher.
It means the most to him, I think.
Good one touch.
And here comes Michael McLeod. Plays it in to Tom Spring.
Good touch. Oh,
into Alex Francis. And it's a 16 to Manchester.
The
score remains
off the side.
1-0 Birmingham.
And you've got to say, Theo, it's going to be a long journey home for Manchester if they lose this fixture.
I think it'll be a long journey home regardless, Dan. Manchester attacking the D now. Great take from Joe Farmer, and it's Birmingham
he's
ball.
Won the free hit there. Brilliant.
George Nichols steps up.
He's looking around. He's trying to pick out the best option here. And he's gone around the back.
Plays it across to Lewis Ingram. Safe, smart,
composed.
Clever, composed.
Intelligent.
Duncan Gladwin barrelling up the line. That's a foot there, I think, Roberts.
It's a foot there.
But it's still Manchester ball, it seems, so who knows about that one, Dan?
And Manchester are looking dangerous, probably for the first time in this match.
And I'd say...
and a shoulder charge from George Nichols.
And I'd say first-team player Rajan Shukla's brother is playing for Manchester, number 6 today.
Is he?
And...
arguably the worst of the two twins. As we know...
I'm not sure. I don't know if they're twins or not, Dan, but...
I think they are twins.
Oh, well, I wasn't saying they weren't, Dan.
As we know, Raj actually starts for the Birmingham first team. But, Where's his brother? Is this
Number 6 there, stood in the middle. You know, Fabio Stubbs has him under his foot all day, in his back pocket, mate.
Yeah.
What can he do now? And that's all you need to know. Look at that. You don't see Raj Shukla doing that. You don't. He's already put it in the goal by that point.
Away to is it Edinburgh today?
I believe they
They've
are.
got a long day ahead.
Shout
of them.
out to anyone on the coach watching this game.
Yeah, we love you all.
Not all of you, but most of you.
Apart from the wacky ones who.
Don't say that. Alex Francis on the ball.
It's gone off.
Does creep out, but Roberts doesn't catch it. And here's number 14 now.
With that bleached hair.
Oh, and that's a foot from Lewis Ingram there. Look for number 6. Look for number 6.
Quite an aerodynamic hairstyle there, actually. Oh, driven to a foot again. And Manchester will take the free hit here. On the right, just inside the 25.
14 steps over it. He's going to go back to number 6. What's going to happen here? It's too safe. You know, do something fun. Raj would do something fun, I'd say.
Raj would do some.
But that was not fun. And look who's got the ball now.
Raj would do some skills there. Oh.
Just talking of Raj, if anyone wants to check out the New Balance release vid on the Instagram, he features in that, so check it out.
It is a great bit of cinematography that.
Shout out to Ben Barden for creating that great video. I was about to say shout out.
I thought you said shut up.
No, I didn't say shut up. Fabio Stubbs now on the ball.
On the warpath
Plays
again.
it into Harry Russell.
Destruction in their wake.
Alex Francis with the
pick.
pick. Oh, unlucky there. Too close to the player to collect an
Just
aerial.
about couldn't control it.
Birmingham ball. Here's Henry Wright collecting the ball.
And they're happy to take their time here. As we know, we're 1-0 up. Or
Philip
they're
Larkham
1-0 up even.
To take the free hit.
And they'll
Plays
go
it
around the
across.
back again.
Dunk, Gladwin.
Oh,
Ball in.
deceptive. Slap hit.
Unlucky. Nice attempt there from Harry Russell to get a touch on that, but unfortunately it wasn't enough.
I love the creativity there from Duncan Gladwin. That is why Scotland love him.
He's a magic man, truly. Another magic man from Scotland,
Andy Murray.
Jamie Catcher.
Oh.
Last year's first team coach. But that mantle's been taken by Chris Davies. And, well, we'll see if he does a better job, won't we, Dan?
And I'm sure he will after that big BUCS Wednesday performance last year, which we don't talk about there.
Yeah, let's not dwell on that, Dan. I'm not sure what we're allowed to and not allowed to say. And that's a ball out for Duncan Gladwin to collect. What's he going to do here? A moment of magic, maybe?
Not quite on the line. And he's been remanded by Roberts there.
And you've got to say, has that stopped the flow of the game? Just let the boys play. George Nichols getting pressured by Manchester's number 11.
He doesn't often get pressured, that man.
Doesn't feel pressure, but I tell you what, Dan, pressure makes diamonds.
Exactly.
And George Nichols is a diamond.
And there he is. Oh, beautiful bit of skill there.
Plays it in. Henry Dean picks it up.
Any juniors who are watching today could learn from this performance, I think.
And here's Harry Russell on the edge of the D.
And it's a one-on-one.
Having a pop. What a step for him. Played fours last year for some of it.
Wow.
And
Harry
now he's
Russell,
playing for the men's twos.
It just shows what social mobility is all about. Moving up and down.
Precisely, Dan. Henry Dean played fullback last year, but he's made the move up into the attacking squadron.
That's quite a shift, actually, for a player of his calibre.
We'll see if it comes good for him or not. George Nichols.
Number 44.
Lewis Ingram.
There's England.
Joe Farmer. Attacking the D. Plays it out wide,
It's a
but it's
sloppy
cut
ball.
out, unfortunately.
And number
Clarence
3 's back on
Seedorf.
it. And he's going to look to cut in it. Oh. Just
Oh,
snuck
unlucky
through.
there. That's a foot from the Manchester player. George Nichols gives him a little knock.
a bit of,
not really on.
bit of aggression
George
there.
isn't the kind of guy to...
Oh!
Oh! I'm not sure about this.
That is
Don't bully my boy.
MMA.
It's just not on.
Surely,
He's our captain. He
surely
deserves
someone's going to
respect.
get shown the cheese at some point in this game.
One of the best blokes I know, Dan, and he shouldn't be treated like that.
No.
Charlie Wolf now.
Good from Charlie Wolf.
Back to Lewis Ingram.
And fizzed into the pocket. Is that Fabio?
Fabio
picked it up
unfortunately loses it,
brilliantly.
but it gets taken by Lewis Ingram and plays it out to George Nichols. Jacob Jaywaj unfortunately misses the ball, and that'll be a Manchester sideline.
I think this performance in the second quarter isn't quite as good as Birmingham's initial flurry of goal scoring
I
opportunities.
would agree. I'd say the score line is deceptive. You know,
We've taken our foot off the gas a
they've
bit.
they've gone 1-0 up in the second quarter, but I'd say the first quarter was the better performance of the two.
I'm sure Richard Chambers will be having a word with his troops at half time.
And he's known for his way with words, Richard Chambers. You know,
A poet.
an eloquent man.
And I
Number
think
three.
I think the standout
Great
player for
technical
Manchester has to be number 3.
He's everywhere, isn't he?
He may be small, but he's been.
He's all over the pitch.
Yeah.
I'd love to see how far he ran at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Might ask him if he has Strava, Dan. It's like
Strava.
it's if N'Golo and Kante played hockey.
No
it'd be,
affiliation, by the way.
It'd be Manchester's number
But
3.
if Strava want to sponsor us, they.
Feel free. Charlie Wolf plays it back to
back
Joe
out.
Farmer, being
a little
attacked by
roundabout
the lesser of the Shukla brothers. Jacob plays it in. Oh, it's unlucky that.
It doesn't look like the forwards are quite in the game here. They've let a few balls fizz past them.
And
it's half-time.
that's the end of the half. Dan, if you were in this game, how would you make a difference?
Well,
In the midfield.
I think the first thing is all about attitude. The boys at the moment, they don't seem to want it too much. You know, we're one goal up, we've got a bit tired, bit lazy, bit lackadaisical. You need a strong leader to come in.
I like that word. And you're that man, do you think? Have a word with Rich Chambers, get Dan Banner in the twos.
You need a man to come in and just... and someone needs to fulfil that role. I think Charlie Wolf will be looking to do that. George Nichols at half-time will be looking to do that. And hopefully that turns around for the second half.
And the injured player, Ollie Strong, we'll see if he has any words of wisdom for the players from his viewing in the dugout.
As we know, the sideline is a different vantage point. You can often see the formations.
As Richard Chambers
And
leads his men to have a team talk.
look at them marching out, like they've just come back from
Screams authority.
just like they've just come back from the Western Front. And Theo, as a goalkeeper yourself, what would you be saying at this team talk?
We had a lot of chances.
Mm.
We're definitely on top. So let's test their keeper more.
Yeah.
You know, we're not worried at the back. Paddy Walton hasn't touched the ball, but test their keeper, get some shots on goal because
Shoot on sight is the latest mantra from the hockey community.
Because
Get in the
the
tee,
more
get some
chances
shots
you
on,
have,
yeah.
the more shots you get on goal, the higher chance of scoring. And normally, Dan, more goals, scoring more goals than the opposition happens to win games.
And we've always said that, me and Theo here.
That's our hockey
Yeah.
ideology: score more than the
And
opposition.
you can't argue with that.
No, I think you'd be silly to, personally.
And who's this man over here? He's got a North Face jacket on. He's wheeling a suitcase.
Looks like a Manchester.
Manchester MBS, some might
Potentially.
say. That could be Manchester's secret weapon in that bag.
You never know. I'm going to say it's probably face masks, but we never know, Dan.
And I'm
We
just
never
going to get a little sip of water, and I'm going to hand you back to Bella.
So, Bella, what have you thought of the game so far?
Yeah, it's been okay. I've enjoyed it. I mean, I sort of expected Birmingham to be up at this stage. You know, heading into the second half, I suppose with Manchester, this being their first season in the Premier North, you'd sort of expect Birmingham to be ahead. How long have you boys been in this division? For a good while now.
I believe for a while. I think our first team played in the division above, and I think
Yeah.
we've both been in these divisions for a while. I think they had a relatively good performance in the league last year, so
Yeah, fourth place finish.
so
Yeah.
maybe
so
looking for promotion this year. Who
perhaps.
knows?
I mean, currently last in the table, but I mean, you've only had one game to play, haven't you? So
you never know.
It should even out as you move through the season.
Crazier things have happened.
Exactly. It can be hard. I do sympathise a bit with Manchester heading into a Premier North like this. Teams normally struggle moving up into this sort of division, don't they? Would you expect the sort of scoreboard we've seen so far?
Yeah, I think Birmingham look the better side. I think it's tough for Manchester. They play their BUCS games as a uni, but they join a local hockey club for their games on the weekend.
Interesting.
Which unfortunately,
Great bit of insight there.
what can I say? Which unfortunately means I think a lot of the lads might not be playing in the same team on the
I was
weekend.
just going to say not used to
Might
playing as a
affect team
squad as much
chemistry.
as Birmingham. Yeah.
But then saying that, they play the club they join up with is Brooklands, who play in the National Prem, top division in the country on the weekend.
Okay. So
maybe
perhaps getting a bit more.
maybe they have some of those players in their midst today. I don't know.
Oh well.
Who knows?
You'd expect not, but very interesting. So, what were we expecting going into this next quarter now, boys?
Well, personally, I'm expecting Birmingham to just control this game from now on. We're 1-0 up. We're in a commanding position. And it's just about seeing it out, getting a couple of goals here for the goal difference. But we can't throw this away. We really can't. And Paddy Walton will be asserting that at the team talk, I'm sure.
What do you think George Nichols is saying to the boys right now?
George Nichols, he looks like he's waving his arms passionately.
He's a passionate man.
Yeah, he just loves it with that number 18 shirt on, just outside the first 11.
But the two's captain, so still a pretty good position.
Yeah.
But Dan,
But he'll be saying to the boys, keep calm, composed.
let me do the hard work. I'm the star player.
Yeah, precisely. He'll be looking to put balls through the middle and just control the game. That's what it's all about, hockey.
And if Birmingham were to get another goal, who would you back to bag it today?
I think Charlie Wolf. He's been great all season. You should see him at our training sessions. The passion in that man. Always in the gym, always on the treadmill, always in the sauna. He loves a bit of recovery.
Don't know how helpful that is to his fitness, but sweating out the bad juices maybe.
Exactly. And it's currently half time.
So did you say are you captain of the fives, did you mention, Dan?
For my sins, I am captain of the fives.
Excellent. How's your season been going so far?
Well, you asked me this before, though.
Yeah, I didn't think we had enough time to delve into it properly.
Well, there's two leagues we play in, the BUCS League and the Saturday League.
Excellent.
Saturday League is going fundamentally okay. Bit of a mixture of results, mixed bag. I think we're currently sitting fourth in the league.
Not bad at all.
Our Wednesday BUCS League, however, on the other hand, 3 from 3 losses.
You've just moved up though, haven't you?
Not in BUCS, unfortunately.
BUCS.
But last year on Saturday, yeah.
I was doing a bit of stalking of your Insta in last minute prep, but I saw, not yours particularly, Dan, sorry, the hockey, it sounded a bit weird.
Well, I'm used to
it. The fives, you did pretty well last season, so struggling a bit to find your feet at the start of this season? Or?
We are in a tougher league, and you can see that from the standard. And speaking of standard, we've got the twos back on.
Yeah, I'll hand back over to you, boys.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Bella.
I'd have to say, Dan, obviously the fives would have done better last year because you had such an amazing keeper in your goal.
We had yours truly, Theo Gardner in goal, the wall. Wolf to base as well. Who can forget
And
him?
it's live. Manchester.
Ding, ding, ding.
5 on the ball. Tom Spring chases him down.
Wiggles his stick in the gap there, but doesn't quite come out of a result. And Wolfie cuts it off, and Tom Spring again.
And it's just great pressure, isn't it?
Brilliant stuff from the Birmingham
Jurgen
boys.
Klopp would be happy of that aggressive pressing.
And Richard Chambers has clearly had a word at half-time because they've come out...
Invigorated.
They've come out firing here.
But Manchester, can they
box.
hit them? On the wing, unfortunate touch, not bad. Unfortunate touch from the Manchester player. Duncan Gladwin to take a sideline.
Scottish international.
Is he? We haven't mentioned that yet, I don't think. I've got to say, 3. Manchester's 3 looks commanding, but Manchester's 6 does not. He looks like he's struggling out there, out of his depth.
Tackles there. And they've not been practicing their tackling.
Lewis Ingram on the ball.
And Jacob J. goes forward, looks for the aerial. Oh, Roberts just cuts off that Birmingham chance of attack.
And I've just been informed by our pitchside assistant, Will Parsons, that alongside Roberts, we've got Reed umpiring the game.
Reed?
What have you thought about him when you've seen him umpire before?
Well, he's actually made a couple of... Colin Reed. What can I say about Colin Reed? Always keen for a drink in the bar after the game.
I've always thought Reed and Roberts work particularly well together as a duo, you know?
Yeah, just like...
It's like Kim and Kanye pre-divorce. Right.
Not that that's going to happen to Colin and...
No. We hope they'll have a
fruitful relationship.
A long and long-withstanding partnership. As umpires purely, and nothing more. Manchester on the ball now. Charlie Wolf cuts it out. Unfortunately, Michael McLeod could not get that touch on it there.
Shuckler's brother has given a sloppy ball off the sideline.
You don't see Raj Shukla doing that, do you? And that's why he plays ones. And his brother does not. You'd think so, but Roberts hasn't spotted it. Birmingham keep the ball. Henry Wright.
Brilliant.
Little step there.
Plays his home club, Sunbury, I believe.
That's a nice little factoid from you.
I've actually played hockey against him since we were young boys, and he was always
good.
Always good. Always had a good work ethic. But George Nichols, on the other hand, giving a sloppy ball for the middle.
Bad work ethic, would you say?
Not necessarily. Not always.
I think George has fantastic work ethic, and that's why he's the team captain. Here we go now.
And I think number 6 will be taken off soon because he's making a couple of tenuous
detriment to his team, I'd say.
Harmful.
George Nichols loses his man, and he gets taken there on the outside of the D. Oh, great catch-up defence from captain Piclinio, though.
Taking the 5 yards.
Fun fact for you, Dan, I beat George Nichols at FIFA earlier today.
What was the score, Theo?
We played, well, last night, I'll tell you even more. Last night, he was Bayern Munich,
Oh!
and I was Newcastle, and I won 4-2.
4-2.
Two goals from John Joe Shelby, the GOAT.
Yeah. And Newcastle are a 4-star team, I believe.
Yeah, and Bayern are a 5-star, so you'd say it doesn't speak much for George Nichols' FIFA ability.
No. But on the pitch,
or maybe it speaks a lot for mine, Dan, who knows?
on the pitch, he's a different man. Oh, what an aerial.
Can Henry Dean do something here? Great cutout from the Manchester player, but
Acrobatic, but he's given away a free hit. Oh, no, he hasn't. Colin's actually reversed that decision.
Colin, the GOAT,
An
has
indecisive
decided
man.
he was Henry Dean was too close to him, and that's the Manchester ball. Playing it around the back now. Tom Spring chasing the ball. Michael McLeod steps up to Rajan Shukla's brother. Don't know his real name. Don't need to.
Oh,
Great take there from Lewis Ingram. Unfortunately, it was a foul, but not important.
no.
As Manchester attack the D now.
As long as there's no cards, you can give away as many fouls as you want.
A little bit of a argy-bargy push and shove between the Manchester forward and George Nichols.
And I'll tell you what, Theo, I think as we go into the latter half of this quarter and the fourth quarter, I think the game will start to descend a bit because both teams want to win this fixture.
And players will get tired of it. It will lead to a scrappier game, you'd think, because they don't have the same effort levels in their locker.
Manchester are used to being a top hockey team as well. They're in the Premier League, I believe, with Brooklands. Actually currently sitting at the bottom of that, but we don't talk about that.
Yeah, I'd say this quarter's been more Manchester, you know.
It has, yeah.
But can the Birmingham boys hold their lead? I think so. Alex Francis with a silly mistake. Kicks the ball.
Oh,
You have to question if he knows the rules of hockey there, Rajan Shukla's brother. Why has he thought the free hits from there?
Hockey at this stage is all
I'd
about
say
getting
Roberts
ahead
was-
in the game, and
It's not in the game for him.
it's not screwed on.
Roberts was clear what he wanted, and clear ignoring of the umpire there. Alex Francis on the ball now, being chased down by Raj Shukla's brother. And to be fair to him, he makes a good little tackle there. Harry Rosenbaum spins out.
Cuts in, cuts out, and loses the ball to
Here
number
comes
3.
N'Golo Kante. And back to Raj Shukla's brother. What can he do out here? The Manchester forward has it in the D. George Nichols getting low, but he beats him.
And this looks like it.
And it's well out from the Birmingham
Scrambled
defence.
out by Birmingham. They've done so well there. Desperation. And Manchester call all us boys, which isn't true because they're 1-0 down. That could have taken someone's head
Incorrect
off.
call from number 4. I wonder if his head's in the game. I'll tell you whose head is definitely in the game.
George Nichols.
Captain George Nichols. And I'd say Colin and Roberts as well. Great game umpired so far. Good communication there with the Birmingham defence.
Have they got their radios on today?
I believe they do, because otherwise he's talking to himself, and that does not bode well. Lewis Ingram, model contract. Jacob J. Raj. Henry Dean picks it
It's a
up.
3-on-1. Henry Dean goes with it.
He's just been
A bit reckless from Henry Dean today.
smacked there. I think that's a Birmingham ball, you know. But it's Manchester here. What can they do?
He's going to look to the aerial here, I think, Theo.
I would argue it'd be a mistake if he
we all
does,
know where this-
because Jacob J. Raj, tower of a man, you know, he'll have the height on the attacking player.
The Hawaiian.
I didn't know he was Hawaiian.
I don't know how I know that, but I do know that.
Is that definitely true? Maybe he knows The Rock. Or is he Fijian? I don't know. Oh, and that's a great play from Michael McLeod. He's a beast. His mother Sharon's watching today, and she'll be very proud of him.
Yeah.
I know I'm proud of him. Lewis Ingram on the ball.
That strapping on his right arm. I wonder how he's done that.
So do I. And Philip Larkin with the tackle there. Harry Russell charges in, but it's going to be a Manchester ball.
And Birmingham will look to set here. The sort of, what is it, high press again?
High zone, it looks.
High zone. It's been working
Not
well
man
today.
marking, but
And
they're
Harry Russell's
quick
straight
and
on it.
collapsing the
And
pocket.
he's caught him off guard.
Harry Russell picks up in the
Takes it
corner
into the
now.
corner.
Can he beat the man? And that's a long corner for Birmingham there.
Just about a long
Great play
corner.
from Harry Russell. An enigma of a man. Philip Larkham stands over the ball. Into Lewis Ingram.
I think Lewis Ingram's had a very good game today. I don't think he's put a foot wrong, actually, Theo.
Dominant figure at the back, isn't he? you know.
His stature, I think it just scares attackers.
Reminds me of Eric Bailly. Wouldn't you say?
Big time. Or Shaq from the NBA.
Shaquille O'Neal. Fun fact for you, Dan. I named my cat after Shaquille O'Neal. He's called Shaq.
That's interesting. What breed of cat do you have, Theo?
I don't know. Because the mother is a British Shorthair, but the father is a stray cat.
Oh, wow.
The mum escaped, you know, from the breeder's house.
Those sort of relationships don't usually work in the feline world.
But they have today, you know.
Has it got a good temperament?
Not really. He pooed on my mate's car once.
Oh, that is disgusting.
Yeah. And I got another one as well, his little brother, T'Challa.
I'm sure
Named
the
my
viewers will
brother.
be invigorated by that anecdote there.
And it's a good cutout, but it's going to be a Manchester ball.
And he stood
Philip
over it.
Larkham didn't get the call there.
Oh, that's got to be a card.
Colin being authoritative there.
Cut it out.
It's classic Colin, really. We all know him as that kind of authoritative figure.
Cut it out, he says, like Mr. Maker in an arts and crafts video.
Manchester on the wing. Oh, a little flick up.
And 14's just let it dribble
And the
out.
Birmingham fans jeering at that mistake from...
Mocking jeers.
Probably shouldn't say that, Dan, should we? Michael McLeod on the ball now.
Good from Michael McLeod. Shields it with his body.
He's like a prime Lionel Messi.
He's put it on the foot.
It's
just outside
absolute
the knee.
filth from Michael McLeod, leading to a short... it's definitely a short corner. Robert's got it wrong there. My bad.
And
It's Manchester ball here in defence. We did just get talking, didn't we? Right, here we go.
sorry for any...
Forgot the microphone was to my mouth for a second there. Oh, and that's definitely a Manchester ball.
And a bit of a shoulder after. Oh, a shoulder from 35 and 7. And there's a bit of a square up
And
there.
a reverse stick hit there from number 1, the goalkeeper.
This is what I'm saying. Hockey does raise your emotions sometimes.
A great little takedown from the man in the midfield, but even greater tackle from Joseph Farmer.
Cuts in. And,
Sends Rajan Shukr's brother sprawling. And Charlie Wolf picks it up. He's going to have a pop here. Cuts
And
inside. Good clearance from
and
the
it comes back to
keeper.
Birmingham.
Philip Larkham. Back
Brilliant.
to Charlie Wolf. And
Yes,
that's 2-0.
Charlie Wolf.
Charlie Wolf with the goal.
What a goal.
Your predictions come true there, Daniel.
And he is a brilliant player. A complete player.
Oh, he's giving the badge a little kiss.
Kisses the badge.
He
Look at
loves
him.
the club.
The passion of that man.
He loves twos. And most of all, he loves George Nichols. Because who doesn't?
I think he's been taken off now there.
And an orthodox substitute as Alex Francis
What they
steps
say,
on.
quit while you're ahead, Theo. Score a goal and come off. And it's 2-0 to Birmingham now, a commanding lead. And can you see Manchester getting back in this game now?
I think if Birmingham keep playing the way they are, then the game's hung and dry. But you never know. You know, crazier things have happened, Dan.
They can't take their foot off the gas, that's for sure.
And it's a Manchester ball in defence now.
Arrow over the top.
Cut out by Joe Farmer. Harry
A bit of
Rosenbaum.
miscommunication there, but Birmingham
Philip Larkham
somehow
in
getting the ball
midfield.
back.
Unfortunately nicked off him by the Manchester players. Out on the left is number 9, back in. Great take there from Fabio Stubbs, but it's been called as a foul. He's not happy with that call, is he, Dan?
And he's a bit upset, but he's going to back off because that's what he is. He's a disciplined man.
Oh. And that's a Birmingham 16, despite the shouts from the Manchester
anguish
dugout.
of Manchester is palpable there. They thought they'd got their first attempt at a short corner, but not quite.
Yeah. Alex Francis playing in attack today is a Manchester United fan, but I'm sure there'll be no love lost today as he tries to get the win for Birmingham.
Especially after Manchester United's 3-1 loss to Aston Villa on the
A
weekend.
Birmingham side.
Which
Foreboding maybe, Dan.
Yeah.
Seems that Birmingham win wherever they go.
Brilliant through the legs from
There's a
Duncan
ball in
Gladwin.
there, and that's going to be a
That's a
long
long
corner to
corner.
Birmingham.
And we know that a lot of goals come from this position. The Birmingham lot will look to stack the keeper now
Harry Rosenbaum going to play it out to George Nichols. Bad first touch, but he recovers very well.
with that Y1 stick on the ground. Cut out. And Birmingham...
Lovely idea from Harry Rosenbaum there, but unfortunately it didn't come off.
And you've got to admire the commitment of the Birmingham players to get on that post there.
Harry Rosenbaum returning to play for the UOB Lions after a season out in placement playing for Lichfield in the National League.
Oh, wow.
In the same league as the twos, in fact.
Okay.
Playing
So
for
he'll
the
be used to
team
this
we
standard.
played last year. Played against last year. Manchester
Tom Spring cuts
scrambling
the
in the
line.
back. And it's
And he gets
nicked.
the tackle. And Birmingham
Philip
through.
Larkham
It's a
striding
2-on-1.
through. Plays it in. Harry Russell.
it's just
Unfortunate, but a
dangerous.
dangerous kick from the keeper. First foot goes against Birmingham though.
And there's a bit of confusion amongst the Manchester defenders here, but they've sorted it out.
And it's a great ball over the top. Same ball they played earlier. Maybe it's a set play for them, Dan.
It looks like they've been doing that one on the training ground, and when that comes off, it's a beautiful thing for you.
One from the training ground, maybe. And here it is, a Manchester attack. Plays it into number 2. Runs across. Taken by
Authoritative
Philip
tackle
Larkham.
there.
He's had a great last 10, hasn't he? Philip?
He's really been putting in those tackles, putting in the work for Birmingham.
Duncan Gladwin plays it in here now. Tom Spring on the ball, playing a deeper role from the attacking line, a bit like a Harry Kane playmaking role. Henry Dean out
Brilliant
to
from
Joe
Henry
Farmer.
Dean. Oh, and Joe Farmer just lets it dribble away from him.
They're good friends off the pitch, so you thought they'd have a better link up on it,
you
wouldn't
thought
you?
they'd know what each other was doing, but
Lewis Ingram does
Brilliant
well
from
to
Lewis
recover
Ingram.
there.
I think so
Michael
far he's
McLeod.
been.
Oh, and there's a hand on the back there. We know that's not allowed, and Colin picks up on it and
Was
makes
that
it a
Raj
Birmingham
Strickland's
ball.
brother again?
Giving away a foul.
Quite undisciplined.
Unnecessary hand on the back,
Yeah.
and it's not what we needed. in this
Violence
game.
is never the answer.
Never. Duncan Gladwin breaking some ankles as he strides out the defence.
Oh, it keeps going. And he's been taken down to the ground, but
It's going to be a Manchester ball.
the umpire's seen differently and reversed the decision.
Raj Shukla's brother passes the ball to the captain of Manchester, number 7. Don't often see defenders wearing number 7. Can only think of one, maybe João Cancelo, but outside of that.
We know Ronaldo wears number 7. He's definitely not a defender.
And here's Tom Spring.
Oh, that is a harsh
And
call I
Colin,
think, from Colin Reid.
I don't know what he's seen there, but you know he's a professional umpire, so we'll accept that decision. 7 and 10, the 2 centre backs. Unorthodox, but you know,
you would have thought, yeah.
centre backs with flair. You love to see it. Oh, and it's a good idea from Charlie Wolf.
Run through,
Does
he's
end up
got it,
winning it.
and he keeps going.
Well out from the Manchester keeper though. Great defence. And here's Raj Shukla's brother. Plays it out to Manchester star player number 3. Oh, great little
Joe
take from
Farmer
Joe
comes through.
Farmer against Raj
And
Shukla's
again, we
brother.
look like we have the numbers, but it's just been cut out.
Good little aerial there. Out to the right wing. 3 running outside him, but a great tackle.
Stick tackle from Duncan Gladwin.
Unlucky. Stick to stick over ball to ball, it seems.
And he's not
Stick
made an
to
attempt
ball.
to stop it, but the umpires don't seem
And
to
here's
be.
Manchester attacking the D. Whips the ball in. Paddy Walton still hasn't actually touched the ball, never phased.
And Theo, I was just thinking, watching that passage of play, I think we're looking a bit frantic at the moment. We just need to calm down a bit more composed, just see the quarter out.
It's not all about getting goals. Sometimes it's about
sometimes
consolidating a lead, isn't
exactly.
it, Dan? But a great ball in there. Oh.
And
You thought Manchester could have done something there, Dan?
Manchester attacker there has had a stinker on the back post. Should he be subbed off there for that?
I think that's down to the coach, and he knows better than us, Dan. Oh. Not sure I agree with that call from Roberts, but we'll respect the umpire's decision.
Henry Dean looks a bit rattled there, but
I think it's just the hair, you know.
yeah.
Not a fan of that hair.
Flowing
from Henry
locks.
Dean. He had it shorter in first year, and it suited him much better. Number 10 on the ball now. Plays it across. Alex France is chasing it down. Cuts it out.
It's a 2-on-2.
You can tell he's played for Wales, but here he plays it. Charlie Wolf with a great back pass.
And the
Charlie
Birmingham
Wolf
lot
going for
running
his
through.
second. Can he get a brace? Alex Francis picks it up.
Some nifty
And
dribbling
that's
skills and
another
a short
short
corner.
for Birmingham
third time.
University.
50% conversion rate so far,
Last play of the quarter as well done.
and they'll bring their players up here.
Can they go into the last quarter 3-0 up? We'll have to see.
Let's hope so. And I'm going to go and get a opinion from Will Parsons. Goal or no goal?
Goal time.
He called it last time.
Goal
Can he call
time.
it again? I'd like to see them mix it up, you know.
Yeah.
Not another flick. Let's have something new.
Flicks are boring. We can all flick.
Maybe a Michael McLeod wobble off the top. Will Parsons got it right last time. He's rarely wrong.
I think they'll go.
Is he right about this?
I think they'll go for a left slip here, Theo.
Who's on the left?
Rosie
Fabio?
is setting up there.
And he's got
Harry
a
Rosamond.
good slide slap on him, Harry Rosamond. So we'll see if he can
Hard and flat.
do something here. As we know, if it's not a drag flick, it has to go below the backboard, Dan. So we'll see if he can keep it below
Those who
there.
weren't aware. And it's out.
And that's a break early from the Manchester players.
Oh,
Great save. And that's
Oh,
a
and it's
goal
3-0
from
to
Alex
Birmingham.
Francis. You can see why he plays for Wales.
and that is brilliant. Really good from the Birmingham boys. And
Looks,
Theo,
he's coming over. Oh, he gives us the
He's done the
sue. You
sue.
can tell he's a Manchester fan. There you go. He told me he was going to do it before the game if he scored, actually. And that's his first goal of the season.
that is a bit tragic, but it's but fair play.
Sad excuse.
Yeah. But
Celebration.
3-0 to Birmingham. And Theo, from where I'm standing, I think that's put the game to bed.
You'd like to think so. I don't want to jinx it for the boys,
No.
but Manchester will have to have an extraordinary quarter to bring
Exactly.
anything back now.
And we're going to go and get the reactions of the sideline supporters again.
Dan, make it clear.
Adam Phillips, vice captain. What did you think of that quarter?
Oh, it was a lot better than the first half. Like,
Was it better than the first half? Because Manchester looked quite dangerous in that quarter.
not really. They kept giving us the ball like from centre back. The high press is definitely working well.
Excellent analysis there from Adam Phillips.
Vice captain, tactical mastermind. And Phil, what would you do if you're on the pitch today?
What do you mean? I would score. That's what I would do.
Score. And a little bit of background. Adam Phillips is a centre back, so I
But
don't
he is
think
known
that's
for
true.
his goal scoring ability. Best drag flicker in the club, I'd say.
Yeah. He has been known to put them top right, top left.
And
Bottom
down the
left.
middle through
Yeah.
the keeper's legs.
Yeah. Hard and low.
Sometimes they're the best drag flicks. And sometimes they're not. Really depends on the situation, Dan, I'd say.
And I'll tell you what, Theo, there is a chill descending upon the Birmingham Bournbrook pitches today.
And how do you think that will affect the players?
Well, they'll want to keep warm, especially the substitutes. You don't want to pull a muscle here, especially when you're 3-0 up.
As the players take the field again.
Of course, we do have a Birmingham physio, but we're not actually allowed access to that because it's only the ones and twos, even though I've had a groin injury for quite a long time.
Sound a bit salty about that one, Dan.
Yeah, I am actually.
You are. Fair enough, Dan.
And the players set up for the last 15-minute stint in this fixture.
1 quarter to go. What can Manchester do here? Can they get back in the game? Will Birmingham see it out? Find out here.
And Wolfie gives us a wave.
Just a recap, there's a goal from Lewis Ingram, a goal from Alex Francis and a goal from Charlie Wolf.
And he sprays a bit of water at number 16 there.
Mind games.
Yeah.
Like a Jose Mourinho type, I'd say.
At this level, it is all about getting in your opponent's head.
And which manager in world football would you say Richard Chambers reminds you
Well,
of?
at the moment, I'd say he's a bit like a Pep Guardiola, presiding over a winning team. They don't look like
Liquid hockey
liquid
being
hockey, forwards up top, and creativity through the middle.
And here's...
That was the first manager that came to mind.
I'd have said a Sean Dyche. But fair enough, Dan. You're entitled to your opinions.
Exactly. As is everyone at the University of Birmingham.
It's a great uni, Dan.
Yeah. Actually, ranked 14th in the country at the moment. Recently went up in the global rankings, so anyone thinking of coming here in September, I'd strongly advise them to, for any of our younger viewers watching.
Inclusive,
And the hockey scene is just
academic,
immense, isn't it, Theo?
and good at hockey. It is just immense, quite frankly.
It's like being part of a big family.
And George Nichols is the dad. Right, here's Birmingham. Jacob J-Raj gets out wide. Taken by number 16, but J-Raj wins it back again. 16 chasing him down. Good cutout from Raj Shukla's brother. And I think you have to stop the ball there, so I think that's a foul free hit, but it's taken anyway by Henry White.
And to be honest, Theo, I think Roberts has been a bit sloppy today on those sort of more technical calls.
I would say in the comparison, Colin probably has had the better game.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say either's had a shocker.
No.
They've both been solid. Just like
George
another man
Nichols.
that's solid. Centre back, George Nichols. Manchester transferring it around the back now. Back out to the right half. Charlie Wolf chased it down. Looked to dribble out of play there, but they play on. And it is Michael McLeod collects the ball on the sideline.
And I'll tell you what, Theo, these boys will be in the corner tonight, happy as Larry. They've earned that. They've earned those VKs. And they'll be looking to have a good night.
A celebration of their
Exactly. their
outstanding
achievement.
victory. I believe they're going for a curry after the game at local Selly Oak Curry House, Dilshad's.
And,
It's a lovely meal there. Hopefully no one has a foul. They're quite spicy.
although I'm sure some of the younger members of the team will make that decision
But of course, Dan, it would be their call.
of
Whatever
their own
they eat.
accord. And Theo,
Jacob J. Raj on the ball now.
if you're in
Yes.
Dilshad's, what would be your curry of choice and your naan bread of choice?
Well, I think I'm a bit of a tikka masala boy myself.
Oh, the classic.
Yeah,
Actually, not originally from India. Actually,
a UK dish.
yeah.
But I've been trying to branch my wings recently. You know, had a lamb Rogan Josh, I think it's called. the other day.
A Rogan Josh.
Is that how you say it? I don't
It
know.
is, yes.
And I think I'd just get a classic, garlic naan. What about you, Dan?
Well, as of late, I've been trying out the Bolties, home of the Boltie, Birmingham.
Is it?
Yeah, invented here back in the 70s, after that wave of immigration.
How do you know that?
Oh,
And here he is again, Harry
And he
Russell.
Oh, and he pulls out the
Very
hit there.
similar to that league-winning goal he scored for the Fours last year. On another day, he puts that in. Very similar to that league-winning goal for the Fours Harry Russell scored last year.
I'm not sure how that's not a short corner because it was hit off the baseline by Manchester.
But here's Jacob J. Raj. Back to captain George Nichols. Insists on wearing an armband. You have to wear them for National League, but not for BUCS. He wears one anyway. Right, here's Jacob J. Raj. Harry Russell. Jacob J. Raj.
He bought that on Amazon himself.
He bought 2 for 12 quid. I was there when they arrived. I took the parcel in, actually, Dan. They asked me if I was George Nichols, and I said no, but he's my housemate. Oh! Let's get back onto hockey, Dan.
Enough of the talk about curry. Although it is
And
delicious.
George Nichols parcels.
What's George Nichols like to live with?
Yeah, he's good for cleanliness.
Oh, I can imagine.
Loves giving it a little clean, the house.
He's always got a good trim.
And there's certain members that don't. Probably me. So, he helps out a lot in that regard. He does love hockey, though.
Yeah.
Everything. He's often, even when we're chilling in the evenings, he'll be on his laptop sorting something out for hockey. And that's why he's the club chairman, because he's got a true passion and love for the club. And it's cut out there by Harry Rosenbaum.
Brilliant skills there.
And here's Tom Spring on the wing. Henry Dean, can he put one in the mix?
Oh, it's
Doesn't
true,
get
man.
one in the mixer.
And
Unfortunately, it rolls out.
And that rhymes, Theo. Tom Spring on the wing. And how apt that is.
Haven't seen a spring roll. Oh, we've seen one spring roll from Tom Spring today, but we'll see if we can get one on goal. A little turn and shot a goal to surprise the keeper. And Tom Spring on the wing again. Plays the ball in.
And they'll go for another shot.
Oh,
it's just
so close from
past the
Harold
left post.
Russell. And they're going to line up from Manchester 16.
And that was the best attempt of the quarter so far. And Birmingham will just be looking to keep that clean sheet now. Paddy Walton will not want anything going through his legs.
And it seems unlikely anything would, since he's one of the best keepers in England.
Arguably, yes. The fact that he's playing for the Twos is quite criminal. But
I heard he was nearly got a Commonwealth call-up this summer, but just missed out to James Mazzarello as a second-choice keeper.
is that for Wales?
That's for England.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
What do you mean?
Oh.
Joe Farmer on the ball.
I didn't know that, but wow, that is impressive.
No, obviously, it's not.
Oh.
And here's Henry Dean,
And number 7 again.
the captain. And he plays a great ball in, actually. It's
Speculative, but it's worked out.
It's a tough first touch, but Jacob J. Raj is back to pick it up. Manchester chasing it down.
And now the game's...
Great take from the Manchester defender. Plays it into number 2. What can he see here? It's a ball straight to our captain, George Nichols. He's got time on the ball. Plays an aerial, but not lucky.
sloppy aerial.
And a lot of the lads on the sideline used to be coached by George Nichols, so they enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
Raj Shukla.
It's a chilly one, isn't it, Theo? I, for one, am shivering on this sideline.
My jacket's quite warm, Dan.
Well, I bought this North Face. I thought it would give me a lot of insulation, but no.
I got a fair lining inside mine.
Okay.
Not real fair.
I was going to say,
Obviously.
hopefully that's synthetic.
My girlfriend's mum bought me this jacket.
That's
so
very nice of her.
It keeps me warm sometimes. Don't crack it out that often. Right, here's
Right, Shukla's brothers lost the ball again.
and Charlie Wolf here on the wing. Plays into Henry Dean.
And now
Alex Francis ahead of him. Harry Rosenbaum to his right.
He goes
Plays
right,
it to Alex
takes the ball on
Francis.
the
Can he
keeper.
get a brace? Can he get a second?
Oh,
Takes it round the
second
keeper.
brace.
Just
where's
misses the
that going?
goal. And that's a long corner for Birmingham, I think. Really great set of play there. Unfortunately, not to come away with
And
a goal
Alex
there.
Francis will be kicking himself after that one.
Would have been his second of the season in just this one game,
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. It's been a
It's a
goal
much
drought
better,
so far, but he's turned it around today, it seems.
As we know, it is hard when you're a forward and you can't score. As Matt Gurr would know after this weekend's performance against Telford.
When questioned, he uses the, I'm more of a creator. But
he can't finish his dinner, unfortunately.
what can't he do?
Oh, well. Theo's
Right.
just,
And here's the Manchester team.
Theo's just referenced a funny drinking rule there. All right.
And here's Manchester in defence. The captain, got to try the aerial. Jacob J-Raj looks unfazed there on the right half. Raj Khan's brother. That hit a
And
foot
he's
by the
lost it
umpire, I
again.
didn't see it. And that's going to be a Manchester ball. Number 5 now. He's checking his options. Raj Shukla's brother's open and he's picked it up on the wing. What's he going to do here? Giving lots of time by the Birmingham players. Plays it down. Top left here with Manchester.
Again, Birmingham look a bit tired, but they've
Great
got,
take
they've
from
got
J-Raj.
every right to be tired after this performance they put in.
Yeah, it's been fantastic, I'd say.
A titanic performance.
And a good bounce back after their loss in the first game of their BUCS League. And there's old Joe, Birmingham winning. And here's Manchester in midfield. Number 7, the captain. Great cutout from Phil Larkham.
And Roberts presides over the game, as always. Great skills from Manchester there, but couldn't quite get the shot away.
And that's
And it's cleared
here's
by
Birmingham taking it out on the wing.
Charlie Wolf
And
searches
it's
down the
taken-
line for it.
And you've got to ask, Dan, where was Paul Pogba in all of this?
Well, I think he's in France currently training for the World Cup.
Little shout out to Graham Souness there.
And Theo, will you be watching the World Cup when
Oh.
it starts on the...
Undoubtedly, Daniel. I'd love an England win, but I'm going to say Brazil or Argentina, I think. What about you?
Well, I was actually eyeing up the European teams. Italy have got a really good squad out this year.
Italy aren't in the World Cup, Dan.
And that was the joke, Theo.
There we go.
But table in the Goose is booked.
I think France, you know, they're cursed. You know, every team that's won the World Cup goes out in the group stage next year for the last 4 World Cups.
it's a
So
well-known fact, that.
seems like it might happen to France. Happen to Germany. Will it happen to France this year? Let's talk about the hockey.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. That's what we're paid
And
very well
is
for.
that and that's a short corner for Manchester the first game. Mike McLeod looks in disbelief at that call. He doesn't agree with Colin, and that's a card
Oh,
as well.
card.
It's a yellow card to the captain,
Is that George Nichols?
George
has been
Nichols.
shown the cheese.
and he's been sent off.
That is.
And he's not going to be a happy bunny about that. I guarantee you, he won't take any chat tonight. He'll just go to his room.
Yeah.
That's not a joke. He'll be fuming about
There'll be a
that.
sad man in the corner tonight. And he takes his seat on the bench. Throwing a stick.
Apparently, George Nichols threw a stick, which is against the rules, but we don't know if he actually did it, do we, Dan? It seems unlikely based on his character. As we know, talk about people's characters does hold up in court. So.
Exactly. Personally, I didn't see that.
No, I didn't see it either, Dan, but I can't say I was watching particularly
Colin
intently.
Reid, he's got good
Oh,
eyesight.
and there's a shout out from the goal scorer, Alex Francis, to
Like an
Meatball.
excitable puppy. Ooh.
Alex Francis has just said, I'm not going to answer that question from Alex Francis. Focus on the game, Alex. He scored 1, and now he thinks he's all this and that, doesn't he? Here's the Manchester corner. And a great
Brilliant
save. First
from
save of the
Paddy
game.
Walton.
First time he had to make it, and Paddy Walton obviously makes the save.
And
He's
it
just a
was-
confident man,
He was
Dan.
never in doubt, that. He may have been resting
There's a
for
reason
the...
I didn't answer Alex Francis' question. That's because I knew it wasn't going to be a goal, because Paddy Walton is a wall.
Some call him Paddy Walton.
Yeah. and here's Jacob J-Raj has dropped into defence
No, we're down
as
the line
centre-back to take over from the suspended George Nichols. And Fabio Stubbs on the wing, but it gets taken out by the Manchester player, and that's out of play for a Birmingham sideline.
And do you think George Nichols would have been suitably chastised here? Oh. Straight into the...
Alex Francis. Oh, that would have been a filthy goal. Manchester scrambling, and that's a Manchester ball.
Number 3, Manchester's got it again. He really has been good today. He's been their standout player. It's a shame the rest of his team haven't been that good in comparison.
And here's Alex Francis chasing the ball down. Fabio Stubbs and Mike McLeod close in, but it's a great ball in, playing through the pockets well. Number 2 picks it up, Joe Farmer reaches around him, but he gets out of there.
It's been missed there.
Number 3 on the ball, Manchester's star player, I would argue.
Henry Wright's back on, putting in a great challenge there, just stymieing the play.
Manchester on the edge of the D now. I just realised, Dan, I've got a stain on my T-shirt.
And what's that from, Theo?
Cup of tea this morning, Dan.
Oh, how do you like your tea, Theo?
Well, Alex normally makes me one. The scorer, Alex
goal
Francis. Oh, and that's very lucky from Birmingham, but they keep the clean sheet for now. Yeah,
So
maybe when I got up and it dribbled down my shirt a bit when I
He's a
drank
star
it.
on the pitch and off the pitch. You've heard it first from Theo.
It makes good tea as well.
Yeah.
Although he is a milk before water guy, which I'm not a fan of.
Oh, I don't know if that's compatible.
Says a lot about the Welsh.
A desperate scoop of an aerial. And it's dribbled onto
And
a
that's
foot.
going to be a Manchester ball outside the D.
He may be a model, but he can't get his feet in the right place on this occasion.
And that's number 10 here now. 7, 10. Alex Francis chasing the ball. Out wide.
5.
Slides it in. Lifted ball. Can they
Here we
get
go.
something?
Their best chance yet.
Paddy Walton with a great kick
On the
out.
half volley, and it's not dangerous somehow.
Great half volley.
A wild.
Something you'd see from the likes of Ronaldo Nazario, R9.
Yeah.
And it's out there. And here's 14
Good pick
Legendary. He's going to put
14.
one back in. It's all hit and hope right now for Manchester,
It's,
and
it's
that's going to be a Manchester long corner.
It's crash ball hockey from Manchester. They've completely lost their structure.
And that's what happens here when you get tired and desperate in the fourth quarter, Dan.
I think it's been a poor performance from Manchester today, I have to say, Theo. They'll be on that bus ride home, up the M6.
Hopefully they have some good songs to sing to keep them
Well,
entertained. An idol, maybe. Would you like to sing us an idol now, Dan?
Well, maybe later if you see me.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. Right, back to the hockey, Dan. Joe Farmer at right half.
Oh, he's been
Beats the player, puts him to the floor, into Henry Dean. That's that off the pitch friendship link
he's
up.
been
And that's probably a card from Rajan Shukla's brother.
Rajan Shukla's
What's
brother.
going to happen? And that's a green card for Rajan Shukla's brother. Yeah, you don't
Arguably.
see Raj doing that, do you?
Raj, the composed man of the Birmingham M1s.
And now it's 10v10 until either Raj Shukla's brother or George Nichols re-enters the pitch.
How long has George Nichols been sent to the bench for?
I imagine 10 minutes
10
in it,
minutes?
and that he might be off for the game now because it is only 15-minute quarters. If we were over 5 minutes into the game, into the last quarter, George Nichols will not return to the pitch.
And he'll be kicking himself
Great ball there, all the way down the pitch.
Every
and that's
captain
going
wants
to
to
be a
see the game out.
Birmingham sideline. So true, Dan. You would
Exactly.
when you captain your Mighty Fives team.
Not that we win very often.
Spring. Tom Spring, dribbling in, on the wing.
And 11's got it now with those orange Astros.
And here is Duncan Gladwin. Beating a man.
Shoulder to
Takes
shoulder.
it in. Dinks it. And
Oh!
that's another short corner for
Short
Birmingham.
corner, and he wasn't
Who's
meant
going to
to.
trap without George Nichols on the pitch, though, Dan? That's the question we're all
Well,
asking.
These players are highly trained, highly tuned athletes. I'm sure a few of them have been practicing this.
Would be fun to see a non-drag flick goal here.
Exactly.
Or shot. Shall we go back to our resident short corner specialist, Will Parsons, and see what he thinks of it?
Goal or no goal?
I think let's go for the 3 lucky ones. So I'm going goal time.
Goal time.
And what type of goal do you think it'll be? Drag flick or maybe a wobble or a slip?
No, let's vary it up a bit. Let's have a slip. Maybe a Thomas Edison. Maybe come into contact here.
Oh, and that is a new strategy exercise by the two sisters here, the Thomas Edison. It involves... It is.
No, I know it isn't.
What is the Thomas Edison?
It was a light bulb moment that the twos had a couple of weeks ago.
And here
they
you
haven't got
go.
the players for it
Jacob
today.
J. Rush.
So we have got a
Good
straight
save.
drag flick from Jacob J. Rush there, and it's earned them another short corner.
There we go, that's our short corner expert, Will Parsons.
And that's why we have him on these live streams, because he knows about short corners. He's
And
a
he-
set piece specialist.
And he gets paid very dearly for that expertise.
You can see that when he go into good use with his beautiful New Balance Yobi hockey jacket, which you can see the release video for if you go on the Yobi Instagram. It's the pin video. Henry Dean playing today is featured in it.
The best corporation in the world.
Shout out to Ben Barden. Here's the injection now. Joe Farmer plays it in. Lewis Ingram slips.
Slip.
And that's unfortunately gone just wide from Harry Rosenbaum.
Inaccurate slap hit.
Nice from Birmingham to mix it up, though.
Yeah, but I do appreciate that because we were getting a bit bored of the drag flows.
Potentially fooled the keeper there. Unfortunately, couldn't hit the target there. And here he's back on the pitch after his little suspension for the green card.
Sorry for any swearing you might have heard there from number 4 Manchester.
It's not on.
And Raj Shrikson's brother's back on.
And so, as are Birmingham, no one is off the pitch now. George Nichols is on the bench, but a player has come on in his place.
Jay Farmer takes it round the player at the back.
Farmer cuts in, and it's nicked by number 2.
Still going.
But he's gone again for. Here we go. Manchester attacking the D now. What can they do? Plays a great ball through, but Paddy Walton, he's always ready for it. If that had troubled him, he'd have been there.
I think the pressure got to him, Theo.
And here's Jacob J. standing over the ball at the 16. Lewis Ingram.
Duncan Gladwin.
Henry Dean.
Oh.
Not Mike McLeod, but Henry Dean wins it back. And it's a good attempt at a pick up there from Springy, but unfortunate not to get it as Manchester play out from the back.
Brilliant from Lewis. No.
Phil Larkham.
Oh, and it's the time stopped.
And what's happened here? I didn't catch what happened there. Dan, did you see?
And Tom Spring's already going off the pitch. I think he knows he's the guilty party.
He's already tried to run off before the umpire's even spoken to him.
And what's this going to be, Theo?
I don't know, but he does have a great moustache, Tom
He's
Spring.
going face to face with the umpire. He does not look like a happy
He's getting
bunny.
told off, and that's a yellow.
Another portion of cheese.
I think that's 10 for the rest of the game for Birmingham, most likely now.
I don't think he'll be back on.
Did you see what he did there, Dan?
I didn't see what he
Because I
did.
was unlucky not to catch it.
But Tom has a heart of gold, and I'm sure he hasn't done anything wrong.
No. If anything happened, I'm sure it was an accident.
Yeah. And a bully off.
Here we go. Who's going to step up for Birmingham? It's going to be...
And the only bully on the pitch today has been Raj Shukla's brother.
And here's Harry Rosenbaum taking on Raj Shukla's brother. And he...
Oh, and he doesn't understand the rules again.
I'm not sure what's happened there.
And the Manchester players laugh.
And Harry Rosenbaum wins it this time, but it's picked up. And here's Charlie Wolf attacking the D. Good cut out from the Manchester captain. And here's number 3. Back to number 7, the captain. Little dink back into number 3.
Good pick up from number 3.
Plays it in. It's great from Manchester. Liquid stuff. 16 on the left, but it's taken by Jacob J.
And he'll just see this into the corner.
The Hawaiian Van Dijk.
Look at that. Brilliant composure again.
And that's
all
all they wrote. 3-0 win for the University of Birmingham. A goal from an opener from Lewis.
Ingram.
A goal from Charlie. And a third from Alex.
The icing on the cake, some would say. And I think Birmingham have cruised to a victory there. Very comfortable.
Should we see if we can talk to one of the players, maybe?
I think we should. Shall we?
I don't know if we can just enter the pitch, but...
Are we allowed to enter the... Well, we'll see who we can get for an interview here.
But lovely to see the players shaking hands after the game, making friends.
Respectful, yeah. And back in the bar, I'm sure they'll be having some exchanging some good anecdotes from today's match.
And I've got to say, I'm sure all the Manchester players did back the bid.
Did you back the bid there?
I backed the bid. Of course I wanted the World Cup, the Hockey World Cup in England.
Well. Exactly.
But unfortunate not to get that done.
Yeah. Oh, and...
I know, Captain.
Oh, let's get...
Yeah, do you want to...
And we're just going to get the captain over for you, but he's having a altercation with the umpires after the final whistle's gone.
What happened there? What was that yellow for?
Well,
in the final quarter?
personally, Bella, I didn't see it, but
Okay.
I've been told that George Nichols, the captain, has thrown his stick away in disgust.
Oh, wow, okay.
And that's why he got the 10-minute yellow. But he does not look happy with that. I'm sure it was an accident.
It looks like a heated discussion, but...
And there was another yellow card right at the end there. Tom Spring
Was
also
it 2
got
yellows for Birmingham?
2 yellows for Birmingham, which I'm sure Richard Chambers won't be very happy with. Where are you going? You going home? Oh, sorry about that. You might have just had a bit of a... Is it still recording?
Yeah, we'll
Okay,
still
fine.
go. Keep going. We're just getting the captain over now.
Here he comes. That poppy on his armband, the show of respect. George Nichols, can we get an interview, please? Huh? Do you want to film this as well?
Yeah.
And here we have Twos captain George Nichols. A brilliant performance today, I've got to say. I was very impressed with it all. 3-0 win, you must be very happy.
Yeah, the boys played really well today. Got nothing to really work on. Very happy with the result. Good for the league to get us 3 points onto the board after our last game, but happy to work on. Got a big block of fixtures coming up.
Okay.
So hopefully, next 4 games, we carry on the roll, carry on the wins.
That is brilliant to hear. And who was your standout player today? Who made the biggest impact?
For me, I think we won it up front. So I think our short corners worked really well. So I had to give it to Lewis, who dragged flicks for us and scored a few goals.
Ingram, yeah, brilliant stuff. And what happened there with the umpire?
It's been like that all game. A bit argy-bargy, a bit physical. But for me, it was a bit, he was obviously, the umpire thought it was a bit too physical. So gave me a card.
Yeah, it's all just passion, isn't it?
It's all passion at the end of the day, yeah.
And who's your next fixture against?
I would need to get back to you on that,
Okay.
but I think we're here against Warwick. I think it could be
Warwick
next
ones.
week. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Well, thanks very much for the interview, and I'll see you soon. And
And we're here now with the Welsh Dragon, Alex Francis. How are you doing today, sir?
Very well. Toe hurts. Got a few balls on the feet.
But your first goal of the season, how did it feel to get that one?
Oh, it felt brilliant, to be honest. It was, you know, a little wibble wobble around the keeper. Should have been 2, to be honest.
Yeah, we thought you were going to get a second there today, but
I'm always hungry for more.
unfortunately
That's
not.
me.
Not normally taking on a more creative role, but today more up front. Did you know? Fun factoid for you: the Manchester number 6 you played today, twin brother of Raj Shukla,
Oh gosh.
and he got a card.
He did, didn't he? He was a bit of a feisty bugger.
So tell us about your summer playing for Wales, and how does it compare to playing for
Well,
the University of Birmingham?
You know, the pitches out in Czech, they're dry. It's a very, very hot country. Whereas the Bournbrook, as I like to call it, it's very very sodden. You know, nice on the ball.
Okay, I'm going to have to say, go and cool down. Thank you very much, Alex.
The game was 10 a penny, the one, and 6 a dime the other.
Okay, thank you very much, Alex.
you.
Have a good one, mate.
Cheers.
And now we've got the Manchester captain coming for a talk about the game. Alex? Hi, Alex.
Hi there.
I'm Theo. How are you doing?
Nice to meet you. Not well, a bit disappointing to be honest.
What are your thoughts on the game?
First half, we really kind of struggled with their full press. We weren't getting out the back very successfully, which led us to throw quite a few aerials. A lot of them, you know, going not in our favour. So it wasn't a brilliant first half. Let a couple of corners in. Second half, thought we were actually on top of them for quite a bit, but just our clinicality, winning 1 corner in a game, it's not good enough for us. So we just need to improve in our last 25 entries.
Right, and I've got to say, it's a nice moustache you got going on. Is that
Thanks
a
to
Manchester Movember going
Manchester Movember, yeah, of course. So please donate. Worthwhile cause.
on? University of Birmingham Men, Manchester, give them a donation. You know, it's for a good cause. And who have you got next up?
I'm not even sure, to be honest. I think Nottingham Trent.
Feeling confident?
Yeah, I think so. I think you boys lost to them, so we should have an easy dub, so that should be all right. So, yeah.
Right, thank you very much.
No worries.
Have a
Thanks,
safe journey home.
You too.
I think we'll
Good to sign off there.
end our coverage there. Thanks to all of you.